Better music and local news. The Miami show band Killings happened on the 31st of July in 1975, otherwise known as the Miami Show Band Massacre. We remember them this weekend at Buskill, and indeed this morning one of the surviving members of the Miami show band is with me today. Des Lee. Des, thank you for joining us on Q.
Thank you for having me, Kevin.
A very emotional morning for you.
Very emotional. As you say, 40 years ago, 31st of July 1975, the massacre of Fran O'Toole, Brian McCoy and Tony Garrity.
Now, that band at the time were on top of everything, basically. They were very, very popular. They were starting to produce their own music. It was happening for them at that time.
That's correct. Fran and I were songwriters, and I actually wrote with Fran his album Reflections of Fran O'Toole, and I wrote his number one hit with him for him called Love Is.
And of course the other one was Clap Your Hands.
Clap Your Hands and Stamp Your Feet. Still a big song to this day.
Now, very upsetting for you, but I'm sure you relive this quite a lot in your life. Over the last 40 years, it hasn't gone away.
Well, it'll never go away, Kevin. I've got photographs of the lads in my apartment, so I go to bed at night looking at them, and I wake up in the morning and see the lads, so it'll never go away from me. And I pass the road at Buskill quite a lot, going up and down between Dublin and Belfast. So I stop there and say my prayers, and so it'll never go away.
It was a terrible, terrible thing to happen at the time. It was absolutely appalling. And if anybody remembers it, of course, lots of people who are of an age will remember it. Younger people perhaps not, but might have read about it. A band that was going places, a very popular band. You played that night in Banbridge. You got into your VW van, happy-go-lucky, getting ready to head off, maybe to get the head down and perhaps do another gig the following night and so on. And for this to happen.
Yeah, well, the night before, Kevin, we were actually in Galway at Sea Point at the Galway races, which we played every year. And we got a message that afternoon that Tom Dunphy from the Royal Show had actually been killed in a car accident. So this was the talk of Galway and the band. As we travelled back to Dublin, we were all talking about Tom Dunphy's family, his wife, his children and all that, not knowing that 24 hours later, 3 of our lads would be massacred.
Yeah. We've Robin Elliott joining us now. Robin, music historian, of course, broadcaster as well. Robin, you were there this morning. Very emotional.
Very emotional, and a great turnout to see all the press remembering this event. 40 years, we had TV, we had radio, we had all the newspapers there today. And of course, you know, the Miami used this slogan on their shows, you know, some bands hit the headlines, one band made history. This band really did. These guys had such an amazing career from the 60s right up to the tragedy, and at one stage were the most important band in Ireland. So of course it's only right that we remember them 40 years after this horrendous act. And they already have their statue in Parnell Square in Dublin. We're going there tomorrow for the wreath laying ceremony, and at the minute we're campaigning as well to try to get a monument or some kind of memorial up here in the north as well, because this was a band that had members from both the north and south. They had Protestant Catholic members of the band as well. This is a band that bridged gaps, you know.
Des, all you wanted to do was entertain people.
That's all we wanted to do. You know, Kevin, our show was a 2-hour show, as you know, and we would just go along to all the ballrooms, including the Castle Ballroom in Banbridge that particular night. And all we were doing was putting a smile on face for 2 hours through that horrible period in Northern Ireland, was to give people a bit of fun for 2 hours, to get away from all the doom and the gloom. That was what we did.
And indeed, you were a band at that time. Every musician actually played their instrument in the band,
yes.
Which you can't say nowadays is the case, but certainly you guys did. Brass section, keyboards, guitars, drums, the percussion side.
All the lads were so talented. You know, they played their own instruments. Some of them played 2 or 3 different instruments. They sang harmonies, they sang lead vocals. You know, so extremely talented. And of course, some of the lads, including Fran, great songwriter.
We're 40 years down the road. Have you found justice yet from what happened, or will you ever find that? Well,
we got the HET report to say it was collusion, so we got closure on that. But there's still a lot of things that have to, as far as I'm concerned, as Robin has just said, I want a monument, preferably in somewhere like Belfast, to remember the lads.
This weekend, Robin, we have a Remembrance Day on Sunday, indeed, at Buskill.
At Buskill, and we've had so much interest already in this. I expect a big turnout on the day. We're getting great support from Newry Council and the PSNI here in Newry as well, who'll be there on the day. And in the last 48 hours, the Miami Facebook page has just gone mad with people leaving lovely messages, lovely memories about the band as well. So we expect a big turnout on Sunday. We'll be there from 2 o'clock. We'll do the official speeches and stuff around about 2:30. So, I mean, everybody's welcome to come along. And especially in this area, we know there was many Miami fans out there.
There was indeed. And Des, let's hope lots of people, Miami fans, indeed show band fans, to turn up, and people that will remember the Miami at this time 40 years on after the massacre. We've got to thank you for joining us on Q today.
Thank you so much.
And hopefully you'll come back soon and talk to us.
Of course I will. Thanks,
Robin
Kevin.
Elliott, thank you.
Thanks, Kevin.